So what are the main elements of a debt break? It's pretty simple. You don't spend more than you have in terms of revenues. So every year, what you expect in revenues is what you can spend. Of course, you have to take into account the cyclical position where you are in terms of business cycle, but that's about it. So you don't have much leeway for incurring deficit. But what it does allow is in good times, you have to save, and in bad times, you can spend a bit more. And that, if you keep it up, you can really keep your debt label stable. My name is Fritz Zurbrügg. I work at the Ministry of Finance, and the discussion on fiscal rules and our so-called debt break we have in Switzerland is becoming quite an issue, because if you look at the debt levels of different countries, things have been spiraling out of control, and people are asking, why is Switzerland a special case? I don't think we're a special case, but we do have a rule that seems to be working, and maybe elements of this rule can be used in other countries. Of course, each country has its specific circumstances, but I'm sure by exchanging experiences, this can be fruitful.
I would like to thank very much the person who had the idea to organize this event here, Jim Scherer, who is the president of the Bundesbrief Society and is a Swiss American. I would like also to thank the National Constitutional Center, as well as the Fels School of Government.
I have to say, though, there's probably no better time to be recognizing the life and times and leadership of Albert Gallatin than today. And I thank our Swiss friends for giving me the opportunity to refresh my sense of your leadership and your contribution to our country and to the world.
Government spending that can often drive or not drive our economic circumstances. And as alluded to earlier, in this recession that we continue to live through, the revenue losses have been just debilitating at the state level. And while most people want to say that the president's stimulus plan was a failure, in fact, for Pennsylvania, for 2 years it provided about 10% of our general fund costs. And now suddenly this year, that revenue is gone.
What I'm not fine with is saying all we need to do is cut our way to recovery. Because the individuals who are saying, I got to tamp down, need to be balanced by proper investment elsewhere. And we are just failing to have that balance.
One thing you got to do is keep your core concepts. Keep your core concepts. And my core concept is you're better at spending your money than the government. So part of discipline is actually going, well, what sacrifice am I willing to make? You know, if I'm taxed on consumption, gee, I consume a lot.
In 1986, Democrats and Republicans worked together to simplify the income tax code and to get rid of a lot of deductions and exclusions and to lower rates. I think that that's possible again. I think that that's an area where there really is room for bipartisan compromise.
Today's conversation has particular impact for state governments all throughout the country as we continue to struggle to recover from the devastating impacts of the economic downturn that has now been with us for a couple years.
I am Albert Gallatin. I had the honor of serving as the Secretary of the Treasury during the 2 Jefferson administrations and the first of the Madison administrations at the beginning of the 19th century. We are here in Philadelphia at the Constitution Center, and I am extremely pleased to be invited to be part of the discussion on debt management in comparing the Swiss system of debt break as opposed to the system that is used currently in the United States. I hope that whoever it is that participates will come away with a great deal of information to consider. And it is, of course, always a subject of great discussion. It has been for well over 200 years, and I am sure 200 years from now, we will be still discussing issues of this sort. Thank you very much.